Hello everyone and welcome to this lecture. In this lecture, we're going to be installing Nmap on Linux. Right now, before we get started, I just want to throw out a disclaimer. This will work on any Linux distribution that you have running and installed. Alright, so I'm currently running Ubuntu, which is a Debian based distribution. You could be running Fedora, and I'm going to be showing you how to install it on Fedora as well. Alright, so it's really very simple. We can install everything using the package managers that come with our distributions. So everything happens in the terminal. Now, I've already got root access. So again, I really just like working in root when I'm installing software. So you can use your package manager or that you have installed on your Linux distribution, or you can just use the normal command line method. All right, so, or the terminal method as it were. So let's get started. So with Debian, which is what I have running here, let me just drag that there. There we are. All right, so what we're going to be using is we're going to be using the Aptitude package manager. So if you're familiar with Linux, you'll probably already know what I'm talking about. But if you're not familiar with Linux, don't worry. It's essentially a package manager that allows you to install software. All right, so apt get install nmap. All right, that's the command that we're going to be using to get Nmap installed. Now, if you're running Fedora or a Fedora-based distribution, what you can do is you can use the command yum. All right, so that's the package manager. So yum install Nmap. All right, so that's how you go about installing Nmap on a Fedora-based distribution. So let's go back to using our Aptitude package manager, which is what I'm guessing most of you are going to be using, because I would guess that most of you are running a Debian-based operating system or a Debian-based distribution of Linux. All right, so apt-get install, nmap, all right, and just hit enter, and it'll automatically be installed. You don't need to add anything to your repositories because Nmap is already, it already exists in the Debian and the Fedora repositories. So it's going to prompt you to download files. So just hit yes or a Y and hit enter, and it's going to start the download process. Now, depending on the speed of your internet connection, it'll take as much time as it needs. So let it download and let it install for you. And once it's installed, we can actually get started with testing it. All right, so give it a few seconds. Shouldn't take too much time at all. Let me just expand this so we have a better picture of what's going on. All right, so again, give it a few seconds. It shouldn't take too much time at all. It's about 30 megabytes of data that needs to be downloaded. Please do pardon my internet connection speed. It may be affecting the download here. All right, there we are. Looks like it's downloaded. And give it a few seconds. All right, there we are. It's going to start unpacking the libraries, or essentially what it's doing is it's installing it. Okay. All right. All right, so once it's installed, what we can do is we can just test to see everything's working. All right, so it's really very simple. Let me just clear up my terminal. And how I'm going to test it is I'm just going to use Nmap. And if I hit enter, it should display something. There we are. It's going to display the options, or rather the help menu that contains all the options that you can use in terms of the commands for the different types of scans that you can perform. All right, so the other way you can test whether it's installed is to check the version that is installed, and we can do that using the standard syntax. You should get pretty used to this. To perform any Nmap scan, everything has to start with Nmap. All right, so Nmap, and we use our first command. That's the first command we're learning, and the command is how to check the version of Nmap that is installed. So Nmap-v. All right, and once I hit enter, it's going to display the Nmap version that is currently installed. There we are. Fantastic. All right. So that's going to be it for this lecture. I'll be seeing you in the next lecture.